All right. We are live, rocking and rolling. Hello. Good afternoon, everybody. How's
Yes,
everyone doing out there?
yes, we are. Let me make one final adjustment here. Sorry, everybody. How's everyone doing out there today?
You know what you hate is when I hit the leave studio button. That would not be good.
No. Today is Friday, September 8th. My name is John Gardner. This is my wife and law partner, Radlyn Mendoza, and we are the immigration law firm Gardner and Mendoza. We come to you every Friday from noon to 1 to give you immigration updates, answer immigration questions. We're here on Facebook Live and we simulcast with TikTok over here. So if you're joining us from TikTok, hello, happy Friday. Welcome
YouTube.
aboard. And YouTube. Oh, that's right. YouTube is here as well. Thank you for reminding me. So how are we doing today?
I am doing great. How are you?
I
And how
feel
are you guys?
I feel fantastic.
It's Friday, TGIF.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Miss Villanueva. How are you?
How's everyone
Thank
doing?
you so much. Todo está bien.
People checking in here. I will tell you folks on TikTok, get your questions in quickly because we take the questions in the order they come in. So the sooner you get it posted, the sooner we get to it. If you spam the TikTok, that won't help because we're just taking them in order. So please don't do that.
God bless you, Miss Anna.
Put it in one time and we will get to it. Okay.
John has to give the warnings to our fellow TikTok friends over there. If you guys want to come over to the live stream on Facebook, it's at Gardner Mendoza Law. We'll be able to put your question up on the screen and you will be able to type more characters in. Anyhow, okay.
Yeah, we do not have, we try to bring immigration updates. Sometimes they're big things, sometimes not much going on. I had a brief update today. Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas announced the extension and redesignation of South Sudan for temporary protected status for 18 months from November 4th, 2023. It will go through May 3rd, 2025. All right, and that's due to ongoing armed conflict, extraordinary temporary conditions in South Sudan that may prevent individuals from safely returning. Those of you who are familiar with TPS, you know what that's all about. And that's basically the only short update that I have today. I know sometimes people are asking about bigger reform issues. Nothing on the horizon right now.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, we'll totally keep you posted if anything does come up. All right.
Okay. Did we give our
We did not. See,
okay.
I can read her mind. That's because
we're married.
We're married and law partners for 24 years, so I can read her mind. She was going to ask me if I gave the warning that what we do here is not legal advice. It is for informational, educational, and entertainment purposes only. It is not legal advice. All right.
All right. Fantastic. So we've got some questions going on here, and let's see.
Purple Pie Pinkie Pie says, "Hi guys, happy Friday."
Happy Friday.
Good
Purple
to
Pie
see you.
Pinkie Pie is a My Little Pony. Pinkie Pie, right? Is a My Little Pony character.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
We've gotten some My Little Pony references in the past couple of weeks here. I like
I know
it.
that this person checked in last week because I recognized the name.
I bet you it was maybe the same person. Thank you for coming back again.
No question about it.
Appreciate it. All right. Miss Villanueva is saying hello. Hi, Miss Villanueva. So great to see you here on our live stream. I know that you make comments on our Facebook and we appreciate your support over all of these years. Thank you so much.
And somebody here on TikTok right out of the gate wanted to know if you need a lawyer to immigrate to Canada. I don't know about Canadian immigration law. You may want to contact somebody. If you're going to Canada, then you're going to want to talk to a lawyer in Canada.
And if you reach out to us, the Sheik, you reach out to us through Messenger and our Facebook page. Again, it's Gardner Mendoza Law, at Gardner Mendoza Law. And I can send you a reference to a colleague of ours who does Canadian immigration law. So reach out to us at Gardner Mendoza Law. We try to be as helpful as possible during our live stream. You can also, the Sheik, send us an email at info@gmlaw.net, info@gmlaw.net.
The Sheik is the name of the person on TikTok, just in case anybody's on Facebook and confused. The Sheik is not part of the email address or anything.
That's right. That's right. So I have a question here, and it is from Robin. So Robin says, hello, guys. Good morning. Is it true that now with I-130 sibling approved for abroad sibling, they can come into the United States as soon as possible? I heard that they don't have to wait till it goes to National Visa Center, but they can enter to the United States as soon as the I-130 is approved and get work permit for a year. So Robin, I'm not sure what country your sibling is from, but you may be referring to the family reunification parole process. I've not had the opportunity to do any of these cases yet because we don't have any of our clients notified by the State Department that they are eligible. So the process is that you have to have an approved I-130 petition filed on your behalf. And again, it has to be approved, Robin, just like you said. And the beneficiary has to be a national of Colombia, Cuba, El Salvador, Guatemala, Haiti, or Honduras. Now, I just want to say that I did make a TikTok video and I forgot to mention Haiti, but I did put it in the comments. So be careful with what you watch on the videos because, sometimes lawyers forget a country. So if you have an I-130 petition and it has been approved and you get this letter from the State Department that you can participate in the family reunification parole process and you're from one of these countries, you may be able to come even though the visa is not available. Now, this is a good question. Does it apply to siblings? I'm kind of looking here. Like I said, we haven't really had one of these cases yet. We're still waiting for some of our beneficiaries to get this letter. Actually, the petitioner would be getting this letter, and I'm not sure if it applies to siblings. So that's a really good question. I'm gonna have to get back with you on that, Robin, and I'll stick it in the comments. So great question. But if that's something that maybe your sibling is coming from one of those countries, it could be possible that they can come even though the visa is not yet available. All right. Hopefully that helps, but we will get back with you on the comment.
Yeah, and we were talking about Purple Pie, Pinkie Pie, who I recognize from last week, I believe. Happy Friday to you as well, like we said. And right on point with your TikTok. Speaking of TikTok, she says, is it true the N400 application approval became faster now? Thanks. And I know you just did a TikTok
Yes,
on
I
this.
just posted that last night while I was about to go to bed. No, actually, it was I posted it at like 8:30, which is close to my bedtime. But so we have been seeing, and if you go to that TikTok, it already 11,000 people have looked at it, or 12,000 people have looked at it, and lots of comments. The video basically is that we are seeing N400 applications getting an interview faster, clients getting an interview faster than normal, and USCIS is really trying to get these N400 applications adjudicated, approved, the applicants sworn in as soon as possible. In fact, John was mentioning that last week here in our area, there's going to be a huge ceremony with 600 people, which is pretty massive for this area. When I speak at naturalization oath ceremonies, they're usually 100, 150 people. There's gonna be 600 people and total of a couple thousand folks watching their family members get sworn in and their friends get sworn in. So they're really just trying to get these cases adjudicated and approved and people sworn in as soon as possible. That does include the processing times for the N400. It hasn't really caught up on USCIS's website yet as far as how quickly these are going, and they may not be posted, but we are seeing half a year these cases getting over and done with. And on Pinkie Pie, if you can take a look at the comments, you can see people are writing in like, it's true, mine got approved in 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, and people are writing in. So if you have gotten your N400 case adjudicated in a really quick period of time, we'd love to hear from you, just so everybody can just take a look that it actually is true. And now is the time, right? So this is a good time to do it. If you've been waiting and you've just been thinking, it's taking so long, I don't want to do it because it's taking so long, excuse after excuse, this could be a really good time for you. But you do have to start studying right away. You don't have lots of time to study for it. So great question. All right.
I feel like our lighting is a little...
The lighting?
It's kind of dark today. I'm not sure what we'll have to talk to our broadcast engineers about this.
Maybe it's just the screen. Anyway. All right. Let's grab, that was from TikTok. Let me grab a question here. Bunny Mendoza is, I'm going to not put that because it's covering. Bunny Mendoza, she says, we just got here in the United States last March and already filed a petition for my kids in the Philippines. Since we are in the United States with
since we are new in the U.S. Yeah.
Since we're new in the U.S. with no ITR last year. I'm not sure what that is. Income tax return, maybe? Is it it's an income tax return? Okay. Is it okay to file the 864 with just me and my husband, or use a sponsor, either previous year's income tax return? My husband and I total income is above 80K. Okay. So you got here in March of 2023. So March, April, May, June, July, August, September. So you've been here for 6 months. And hopefully you filed the I-130 petition as soon as you got here. So let's just say the priority date of that I-130 petition is March of 2023. That petition is going to take some time before USCIS approves it. So the time that it takes to, when you have to submit the affidavit of support, you are going to have an income tax return, right? You're going to file one in April, and you're going to have one, and you're going to be able to use that when it's time to file your affidavit of support. So I wouldn't worry about it right now, I guess is what I'm saying. I mean, you're working, you and your husband make above $80,000 per year. So if it's just the four of you, or I don't know how many kids you have. I mean, maybe you have 10 kids and you don't make sufficient income. But if you have 2 or 3, family of 5, 80K is going to be enough, and you should be good to go. But if for some reason, when it's time in that time to go through the National Visa Center process and submit your affidavit of support, and you don't meet the requisite income, then yes, you can get a joint sponsor, and your joint sponsor will have to submit their most recent income tax return along with your most recent income tax return. So Bunny, hopefully that helps, and keep working hard. That way, when it's time to file that affidavit of support, you'll be making, $160,000 a year between you and your husband. We can only hope, right?
Yeah. So next up here over on TikTok was Josh Blaze, and I'm looking over here, and it looks like he may have jumped over to YouTube and is now on here, because the question TikTok was, please, are we supposed to file the I-864A although our co-sponsor meets the minimum income requirement? Please, are we supposed to file the I-864A if the co-sponsor meets the minimum income requirement?
Yeah.
Files jointly tax returns with the wife. So,
okay, got it. Joshua, thanks for coming over
that's
on
what we're
our
talking
live
about,
stream.
Folks. Josh just did it. He was on TikTok, and then he just popped over.
And you don't have to do that. But
you don't have to do that. But this way we can post the question.
Did Josh jump the line? No, he didn't.
No, he did not jump the line.
He was already on TikTok.
He was already on.
We try to go in order, guys, in the order that it was received.
He was next up on TikTok.
Okay, let's read this question. Are we supposed to fill the affidavit of support A if the co-sponsor meets the minimum income requirement but files jointly tax returns with the wife? Got it. I understand the question. So the question is, the 864A is the household member, right? And if you're not using the co-sponsor's wife's income, then you can just file the affidavit of the 864. But you have to show the co-sponsor's income, and that is by showing the co-sponsor's W-2. And as a reminder, everybody, if you are doing a joint sponsor for your affidavit of support, your joint sponsor has to be a lawful permanent resident or a U.S. citizen. And in this case here, I mean, we always submit the most recent tax return, W-2, and most recent pay stub. So good luck, Joshua. Hopefully it all works out.
Yep. And
It's a good question.
Lovely's checking in. Good noon to all. Back at you.
Hello, Lovely. Good to see you.
Oh, and here's my Aunt Jill, TGIF to Gardner Mendoza.
TGIF.
Great to
Hi,
see you.
Jill.
Aunt Jill. She's joining us from South Florida, undisclosed location. I would never give her address away.
It is 1444 Coastal Drive. No, I'm making it up. Wouldn't it be funny if that? No, it wouldn't be funny.
No, it wouldn't be.
It wouldn't be funny.
All.
All right.
Yeah. Okay.
See, John and I, we just sit here. I mean, I don't know if we're insane or what. Thankfully, there are two of us, right? Because I mean, if I were here laughing all by myself, then that would be just insane.
Yeah.
But at least you and I are laughing together.
That's right. My Aunt Joe. I'm going to be seeing Uncle next month. Can't wait for our football trip.
Okay, wait. So grab a question and I'm going to take a look at this here.
Okay, Snoozed wants to know, I'll file my half-sister who's 10 years old for a tourist visa. Am I able to change her status for permanent? I try to get a tourist visa for her half-sister who's 10, and then wants to know if she can like convert that and make her a permanent resident.
So how do I answer this question? Probably not. Let's just say probably not. The question is, 10-year-old sister is going to be coming in on a tourist visa. Maybe she's already filed the I-130 petition for the half sister. Good for you for doing that. For the time being, while the half sister is here on the tourist visa, can she change her half sister's status? Do adjustment of status? And that can only happen if a visa is available for cis, right? And so she's only 10 years old. I don't know when you filed this I-130 petition for her. If you filed it at birth, possibly it's a visa is available for her right now. But let's just say you filed it last. Yeah. I don't have the visa bulletin in front of me.
Yeah, she's not even. She's just now applying for the tourist visa. She's going to try.
I will file. Okay, got it. So the reason why adjustment of status would not be available in a scenario such as this one is because when sister comes to visit the United States on that tourist visa, a visa is not available in order for her to file for adjustment of status. Yes, she came in with inspection. Yes, she has a pending I-130 petition filed for her. It probably won't even be approved by the time she comes here. But no, a visa is not available because in the sibling categories, as some of you know, it takes over a decade before a sibling visa petition is available and ready for that sibling to immigrate to the United States. I could have sworn I printed out the visa bulletin, but maybe I just I
was looking too, because the next question asks what the slowest service center is for the I-130s.
The slowest service center is
it Vermont?
I don't know. I would have to look that up.
Yeah, I have it sitting around here not too long ago.
Yeah, all the processing times. Yeah, actually, we used to do that. We used to go over how long the months were taking.
Yeah,
why did we stop doing that? I don't know. People were dropping off probably while we were going through everything. But in the fourth preference category, which is what Snoozed is talking about, it's taking like 22 years if Snooze sister's from Mexico. It's taking 16 years if they're from anywhere else in the world other than India, Mexico, and the Philippines. It's taking 21 years if they're from the Philippines. So yeah, file the petition, maybe get the tourist visa, then file the petition. I mean, there are different ways around that. Great question, though.
Mm-hmm.
We get that frequently.
All right, and I just saw that one of our team members, Rhea, posted up the time. I wanted to let everyone know. I forgot to mention that we post these on our Facebook page after they're done, the lives. And so if you want to go back and watch it at a later date, you can. And embedded in the comments are the questions, some of the questions that were asked and answered, and the time that they were asked and answered. So you don't have to rewatch the entire thing. You can try to skip through to the time when the question came up. All right. Hello to all those who are joining right now for the very first time, even if it's weeks from now. Like it could be almost Christmas right now.
And you're watching this for some reason.
Yeah, and you're watching the old live Facebook Live from September. It happens.
Yeah, that's true.
We know it happens because people ask questions.
All right. Robin has a question. It's a good question. Hello, Robin. Wait, was Robin? Okay, yeah, actually, yeah, Robin was here before. Also, I was like, wait a minute, that image looks really familiar.
Yeah.
See how I just forget immediately after I see something.
Yeah.
But
she wants to know also, does parole in place apply to a spouse of a U.S. citizen entered as a student but out of status and currently in TPS, military currently serving?
Okay. So Robin, sounds like the spouse is a U.S. citizen and in the military. This question is about parole in place, which is a humanitarian program for family members of military service members who are active duty, ready reserved, veterans, retired, all military, right? And I would say that, Robin, in this question that you ask here, if the beneficiary spouse, right, if the foreign national spouse entered the United States as an F1, okay, and they're currently out of status with their F1 status, they're inspected. And generally speaking, if you enter the United States with inspection and you are married to a U.S. citizen, you are eligible to adjust your status even if you are out of status. That is generally speaking. I'm not saying this applies to you, but it certainly could apply to you from what you've written here in the comments. John mentioned that, we don't give legal advice on this Facebook Live. We are here for educational purposes, informational purposes. Robin, I want you to take this information that we're giving you today and come call us, right? Call us and let us take a look at your case and let us help you. If you or a friend are in this situation, let us help you get the green card and let us help you with a way forward where, you are not having to stay on TPS, because in fact, you could be eligible for adjustment of status without having to do parole in place. So when I say that this is not legal advice, I just don't want you to take action on what we're saying here. It's for educational purposes. I just want you guys to have the benefit of a comprehensive consultation, right?
Absolutely.
This is really important for your life, for your case, for your future children. If you don't have children, your future family, for the family back home. And you want to make sure that whatever steps you're taking and making, it is the right step in the right direction. Spoke with some clients this week, and they felt like they got scammed. It was not an attorney that they were using; it was a notario. It was actually a paralegal. I mean, I don't want to. She used the word paralegal, but they lost a huge benefit from using this notario. And it happens all the time. So as far as the consultation is concerned, do not skimp on getting a comprehensive review of your case.
Right.
for all of you guys out there.
Yeah, we can't give legal advice. I mean, it would be irresponsible to do so because there are a lot of details and facts of your case that we can't possibly get from this short snippet of a question. And until we do a deep dive into all the facts and look at all the angles and all the possibilities in the history, only then can we really make a proper informed decision on what's the best way to move forward is for you.
Right.
And secondly, or B, we can't give legal advice because the Virginia State Bar prohibits us doing so. All right.
Right.
So we're not just being stingy. We also,
I mean, this protects you.
It protects you.
And this is, I mean, it goes for anything that you see on the internet.
Yep. If you do want to contact us, our contact information is
Cue banner.
Oh, here comes the banner. But the phone number for those on TikTok, it's 757-464-9224, or you can reach out to us, info@gmlaw.net. Again, the phone number is 757-464-9224. All right.
Awesome.
Okay, Mo over here wants to know, there are two different ways to read this question. He says, can someone apply for EAD based on pending removal proceedings since 2018? So Mo, I don't know if you mean like because of the removal you can get an EAD, or whether you mean can you still get an EAD even if you have a pending removal proceeding?
Yeah.
It's probably the latter.
Yeah.
Probably the question is, can I still get an employment authorization document even if I'm in removal proceedings?
Yeah, I mean, possibly. It depends on your removal case as to whether you're going to be eligible to get an EAD while that's pending. If you are in removal and deportation proceedings, I hope you have a lawyer, number one. Mm-hmm. And this is a question that you should be asking your attorney to see if it's possible based on your particular relief for remedy in deportation proceedings. Hopefully that helps. All right. Let me grab Charlene's question here. Everybody's taking advice. They're putting in a long description, which is good.
Yeah, when we said we need more detail, then Terry's like, okay, I'll just give him every single fact.
Just
here it is.
Awesome. This is good stuff.
It's still not legal advice, no matter how many details you give us.
Okay. Charlene says, hello. How can I stay here in the United States? I married my longtime 10 years boyfriend here in the US. Congratulations on doing that. When his petition was granted, we moved here with our kids. Derivatives. Okay. As for me, I see. As for me, I am just on a tourist visa. He got into the military and will be shipped out this September. My question is, how can I stay longer here in the United States since he will be shipped out? He already filed my I-130. Good stuff. Oh, I love it. All right, Charlene, I'm going to respond in the same exact way I responded to Robin. Please give us a call. You know how we say things like you're leaving money on the table? You're leaving your life.
This is all queued up. You just have to make a call.
Exactly. You are leaving your life on the table. You don't know what to do, right? You're here on a tourist visa. You're probably thinking, oh, let me just file an extension of my tourist visa to stay longer. Is that the best thing to do? Maybe you can file for adjustment of status. Maybe. I'm not saying that you can. Like your priority date, right? There is actually a cutoff date in the F2A category, which is okay. So he it sounds like he's a lawful permanent resident, but like, ooh, he's going into the military, right? You can file for U.S. citizenship. There's just so much going on here that's just so exciting for me. Why? It's because we can help.
Is it an immigration law school exam?
We can help. Question? This is why it's just so exciting. Like, anyway. Yeah. All right, Charlene. Our number is on the screen. You should call for a consultation. For those of you who are wondering, our consultation fee, we have two different types of consultation. One is a strategy session, and for our strategy session, we charge $725. And but Charlene, we could do a consultation for you. Our consultation is $295 for a consultation that doesn't involve strategy in your case. We're not looking at documents, we're not reviewing things. That's the difference. But it's $295, and we would be able to guide you through this and help you out and possibly get your green card while you're still here. Possibly.
Yep.
All right. Call. Call us. Okay.
Mhm.
If you don't call us, Charlene, call an immigration lawyer
Right.
and make an appointment with any immigration lawyer that you have done some research on.
Yeah, make sure they know what they're doing. Make sure it's an immigration lawyer, not
Yeah.
just
Like, don't go to a general practice
yeah. If you
lawyer.
see somebody whose website, their Avo thing says like, wills and estates, contracts, immigration law,
Traffic and criminal.
admiralty law, personal injury, and dog bites, that's not the lawyer you're looking for. You're looking for a lawyer who just does immigration.
Right.
Okay. And I don't know where you are. Charlene, I don't know where you live. Maybe you feel more comfortable with somebody closer. I have no idea. I will tell you that we have clients all over the United States and all over the world. So we can help you regardless of where you are. Our office is physically located in Virginia Beach, Virginia, which is on the East Coast of the United States, but it doesn't matter where you are. We can help. All right.
We can help.
Yeah, just reach out. Okay, Nikki over here on TikTok says that my stepmom doesn't want to finish my filing for my I-485 because she keeps extorting my dad.
Ooh.
I told him to apply for VAWA because we have lots of evidence, but the lawyer doesn't want to help either.
Okay. So, Nikki, the reason possibly why the lawyer does not want to help is because when we take on to represent a couple in a family, usually we're representing both the husband and the wife, or the wife and the wife, or the husband and the husband, right? We're representing the married couple. And there's a conflict here, right? If your dad and you are now saying, gosh, I mean, this is a VAWA claim. I mean, she's been physically abusive. She's been cruel and mentally abusive. There's a potential VAWA claim here. Your attorney cannot take that case on unless he goes to your stepmom and says, hey, it looks like we're going to have to file a VAWA case for your husband. Do you waive the conflict, right? Because he's going to have to write some stuff about his client, your stepmom, in this VAWA case that is not going to be favorable. And I'm sure your stepmom's not going to be like, oh, yeah, I did all that stuff. So we'd be happy to take a look at your case and screen your case for VAWA. We help people with VAWA all over the country, and we're happy to help.
Yeah, and for those of you who are not familiar with this concept, lawyers have to be careful and can't represent people when there's a conflict of interest, meaning we can't represent two different clients if their interests are at odds with one another. So if representing one of them could potentially harm the other one or vice versa, then we can't represent either. This is called a conflict of interest, and all good lawyers, including ourselves, run conflict checks and make sure that we don't have a conflict. But Radlyn's right. That may be why the lawyer is not wanting to help. And maybe you don't realize that they're not just being mean, they just can't, but they probably should have told you that. Okay, Zenny. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. We're back over to Facebook, aren't we?
Are we?
Yep, because we just had Nikki was over here.
Oh, okay. I am. All right. For anyone who has asked a question, we answered the question. Please let us know if the answer helped. It helps us as far as, how we answer questions, and it also makes us feel good on a Friday, even better than we do. Agnes is aiming to enter the United States. Well, hopefully you do.
Yeah.
All right. Next question here is from Maria. I am a healthcare worker. Entered.
And she's sitting by the Golden Gate Bridge.
I bet Maria is in the Golden Gate Bridge Park that we went to.
So
we
cool.
were just there last summer. Beautiful,
really, really pretty.
Gorgeous.
Okay.
All right. Windy.
And look, perfect blue sky. That is something we didn't see the entire time we were there
in the summer. What do they call the fog again? Earl? Craig?
I forget. Yeah.
Guys, tell us what the San Francisco fog is called. There's a name.
I know Mark Twain had the famous quote that the coldest winter he ever spent was summer in San Francisco or something like that. My Aunt Jill probably knows it.
Earl. Okay, anyway, all right.
Earl. Anyway, yeah.
Healthcare worker entered the United States as an H-1B.
Maria. I'm sorry, Maria. Okay, I'm going to stop.
After how many years can I apply for citizenship? So, Maria, you have to first become a lawful permanent resident of the United States. So hopefully you're on the way to getting your green card through work, through the perm process, hopefully. And once you get your lawful permanent resident status, once you get your green card, then you have to wait 5 years before you can apply for U.S. citizenship, if that is the basis for applying for U.S. citizenship. So it's 5 years and you can apply 90 days early. Not to confuse you, but just kind of keep 5 years in mind, 5 years as a lawful permanent resident. Maria, hopefully that helps. All right. How's it going on TikTok?
Great. Zenny has a question. Hopefully you can make better sense of this. She says, do I need to change my petition to USCIS even if it was 8 years ago when I filed my petition? I'm a U.S. citizen now. So
yes.
Maybe something else was pending.
Yeah.
That was still just sort of lingering out there.
Right.
And she wants to know if she needs to tie up that loose end or not.
So if you filed it, and I think maybe this is the question, but we're just guessing here. But Zenny, if you filed an I-130 petition, let's say you filed an I-130 petition for someone. I mean, 8 years. I don't know. I don't know how this scenario. I don't know how this scenario worked, because as a lawful permanent resident, you can't file for your siblings, and that's the one thing that could take 8 years. If you filed as a lawful permanent resident and you filed for,
yeah, you're right,
and you filed for your unmarried adult son, okay, and you are now a U.S. citizen, that case really wouldn't be at USCIS anymore. I mean, hopefully that case was approved a long time ago. The case would be at the National Visa Center. So you would absolutely want to notify the National Visa Center that you are now a U.S. citizen, because they would need to know that to see where you are as far as the time is concerned. I don't have the, well, I mean, this is a complete hypothetical, right? So I don't know if this is actually what's going on or not. I mean, it may or may not change the processing times, but you definitely should notify the National Visa Center if you were a lawful permanent resident and you are now a U.S. citizen and you've got an approved I-130 petition for one of your family members in that scenario that I just gave.
Yeah, good job. I completely misunderstood the question, but you got it. Good.
Thank you.
I thought she was asking something totally different than what she was actually asking.
I don't know if that's what she was asking or not.
When you answered it, it made way more sense, because I was thinking, it's an odd question.
All right. Let's see here. This person says, hi, can you give me advice for successful getting the fiance visa, please? We can give you recommendations. We cannot give you advice. We're not giving legal advice. And this is just tips, right? This is just how do we have a successful fiance visa?
Other than just having us do it. That'd be option one.
Well, this is this could be a nuts and bolts question, right? Like, what is the how-to? One of the ways that you can have a successful fiance visa, as well as any successful immigration case, right, is you need to make sure that when you are applying, and specifically with the fiance visa, have you met the requirements? Right? Did you meet the requirement of seeing your fiance within the past 2 years of filing? We had a case the other week where it was outside of the 2-year period, and that's why their fiance visa petition was denied. The I-129F was denied because they saw each other in 3 or 4 years outside of filing that petition. So, do you meet the requirements? Is the person who is petitioning for you on that fiance visa, is that person a U.S. citizen? Lawful permanent residents cannot petition for a fiance using the I-129F. Okay. Have you put everything in your package that is required, like proof that you've seen each other within the past couple of years? If you have been married before, did you put in that the terminations of those marriages or marriage? So it's really about the success is all about the preparation and making sure that you do it properly. The other part, the other tip is not immigration related, but it's also patience, right? And communication. The fiance visa process right now is taking an astronomically long time. It used to take 6 to 9 months, maybe a year pre-COVID. We're looking at two plus years. I mean, I broke somebody's heart a couple of weeks ago when I told them that it was going to take that long. But it's true. It is taking a really long time for your fiance to actually arrive in the United States going through this process. So I would really start with talking to an immigration attorney. Again, John and I always say, look, it doesn't have to be us. We would love it if it were us, right? We would love to serve you and help you. But is the fiance visa the best thing for you and your fiance? These are things that have to be discussed and vetted out. And but those are some of the tips that we have for you. All right.
Good luck.
Good luck. Your turn.
All right. Shanalise says, I already did my interview for the I-485 for marriage base 4 months ago. No decision yet.
No decision.
No decision yet.
Ooh, 4 months. Now, any number of things can be happening here. It doesn't necessarily mean it's bad. I mean, it's bad that they haven't made a decision and approved your case yet. I agree with that. Mm-hmm. But it doesn't mean that they're going to deny your case. I mean, they might just be looking more into it. They could be doing background checks. The problem is that, when you go to your interview and the I-45, the green card application, is still within USCIS case processing times and it hasn't fallen out, your hands are really tied as to what you can do while you're still within the posted USCIS case processing times. I mean, you can always call the 1-800 customer service number and inquire and just say, hey, I had this interview, it was 4 months ago. But if you're still within that posted time frame window, you unfortunately just have to wait it out. But it doesn't hurt to call and make an inquiry. All right. Nestor.
Yeah.
Nestor says, my I-130A is being reviewed at the Texas Service Center. How long does it take to be approved? All right. So we are going to teach you how to fish today. And when I say that, all of you can check your case, how long it's taking for a particular case. So I'm doing exactly what I'm telling you right now. So Google USCIS case processing times. You are going to come to the uscis.gov link for checking case processing times. Go ahead and click on that. And then you are going to, in the first box, it says form. You are then going to, in the drop-down menu, pick I-130. Okay, so it is the I-130 petition that is being adjudicated here. The I-130A is a supplemental petition, so you're not going to see that in the drop-down menu. Form category, it's an A. You're talking about an A, then I already automatically know this is your spouse filed this for you. So you're going to click either U.S. citizen filing for a spouse or or lawful permanent resident filing for a spouse. So I'm just going to assume U.S. citizen filing for a spouse, right? And you go to the Texas Service Center, which is the next drop down box where it says Field Officer Service Center, and you click Texas Service Center. You click the little blue button after that, and voila, it's taking about 13 and a half months for the Texas Service Center to make a decision on an I-130 filed by a U.S. citizen for their spouse. So hopefully that helps. If that does not fall exactly under your category, maybe your spouse is a lawful permanent resident that filed for you, then now you know what to do, Nestor, and everybody else.
Just a reminder to all of you who also want to learn to fish and feel like the lesson went by too fast. This will be posted on our Facebook page. You can go back to it and refer to it and watch it over and over in slow motion until you got it down pat. All right.
Oh, I wonder if next time, maybe we'll figure out how to screen share that so you guys can see here on the Facebook live stream anyway. And for y'all on TikTok, I have made a video about this and screen shared. So check that out. It's helpful, but a really great question.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
Okay.
Carl.
Carl is the
fog. That's right.
I said Carl.
Did you say?
No, I said
you said
Craig.
Earl.
I said
Earl,
and I said Craig, and it was Carl.
You know what? I feel like we just get too excited.
Well,
this is exciting, Carl. We were so close. Craig and Earl.
Craig and Earl.
All right,
you know what you get when you add Craig and Earl together? You get Carl.
You get Carl.
Actually, you get Carl, but Carl's close enough. Okay.
If we're talking about the San Francisco fog, you get Carl.
Okay. Just had a question here. How long does it take for advanced parole?
It depends. You should do exactly what I just said in checking case processing times. If we are filing a new I-485 and we are filing an advanced parole application along with that, it's taking about 10 to 12 months, but maybe you've already filed and you can check case processing times on that. Great question though.
Yeah, thank you for getting back to us, Maria. Thanks, I appreciate it.
Carl, I really, really appreciate that because we ask questions and sometimes we get crickets. We don't take it personally. You guys just dipping in and out.
And Nestor also said there it helps. Thank you.
Yay!
Glad to hear it, Nestor.
Okay, fantastic. Is it my turn?
Yeah, Michelle is up next there.
All right, Michelle. Is spousal this is a good question.
Mm-hmm.
Is the spousal visa the best option rather than the K-1 visa, since the K-1 visa is taking too long for the process? Possibly, Michelle. Yes, it is possibly a better option depending on what the goals are of you and your future spouse, right? What's important to you? Is it important that you work in the United States as soon as you get to the United States? If it's very important for you to do that, then spousal visa might be a better option than the K-1, because when you come in on the K-1, you still have to file a work authorization application, and that is right now taking about 10 to 12 months. Is it really important for you to travel as soon as you freely travel outside of the United States when you come into the United States, either on the K-1 or the immigrant visa? If it's really important for that you have to travel, maybe you have parents that need your attention, who knows? Then yes, it's possible that the spousal visa is a better option for you. But then on the other hand, let's say you've already seen your fiance, right? Let's say you saw your fiance yesterday and they're back in the United States, and you know you're not going to be able to see each other for another 8, 9, 10 months. Is it better to just get the K-1 started because you can't get married, or it's going to take too long for you to get married? So these are all the things to take into consideration when deciding whether to do the K-1 over the spousal immigrant visa. Michelle, I hope that answers your question. During consultation, when we talk to many couples, we go over this as it applies to them and come up with a game plan as to what we're going to do just to get the ball rolling and get started and going in the right direction based on our clients' goals and what they want to see happen. But awesome question. Ray, I think we should make that a shorter video. I think I did a good job answering that. All right.
User 486 here. User 486, you can just refer back. Shayna Lee had the exact same question. This interview was June 5th, and as of September 7th, hasn't gotten
June, July, August.
So
Yeah.
3 months.
Go ahead and make an inquiry. I mean, call, and it does not hurt to call. Sometimes people say, "Oh my gosh, I'm calling every 30 days. Are they going to be mad at me?" No one's going to be mad at you. It's okay. Call, advocate for yourself.
Sometimes squeaky wheels get the oil.
The squeaky wheel gets the oil.
Not always with immigration, but sometimes. Okay.
All right. I have Ivan.
Ivan, I read his question. He's got a very specific question.
Okay. Let's read it.
He says, we know that we need to provide tax documents for the last 3 years. However, my spouse filed her taxes jointly with her ex-husband for 2021 and 2020. My question is, do we need to include her ex-husband's W-2 for the years that he's included?
So you don't have to provide 3 years of taxes. So that's one. You have to provide your most recent tax return and documents for your most recent tax return. On the affidavit of support, you do have to list the income amounts on 3 years. But to answer your question, if you want to do 3 years, which sometimes people do because they want to, I'm assuming that it's previous years. Yeah. 2021 and 2020. No, you don't have to include her ex-husband's a W-2. Just your spouse's. All right. Good question.
Okay. It's Fatsy wants to know, hi, how long is it going to take to get an interview in PH after receiving the acceptance letter?
So that's a toss. That's really hard to determine right now because of the severe backlogs especially, did she say this was in the Philippines?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's just a big backlog on interviews in posts like in Manila. So it's very, very hard to say how long that's going to take. All I have to say is just try to be patient. It's a long road. And it's hard to say. I think that Manila was one of the top 10 of longest interview wait times. Sorry to say.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see here. Bianca, can you still use B1, B2 visit to visit the United States pending an I-130 petition via consular processing? Spouse is an LPR.
That is a really nice photo. That reminds me of Yosemite. I don't know if it is, but
Bianca, we'll answer the question if you tell us what that photo is.
Mm-hmm.
No, we're going to answer the question.
Yep.
So you're going to get a lot of answers from this, right? This is a gray. It's not really a gray area. It's more of like some will advise not to travel. Some will say it's fine to travel. It's Mount Zion. That's on the list.
That's on our list of places to visit.
Fantastic. Yep. I think we got to go to Mount Zion.
Yeah, I've heard it's fantastic.
All right. The issue here is, okay, so just kind of imagine you are coming in through the port of entry. You are married to a lawful permanent resident in the United States. You have a B1, B2. Your spouse has filed an I-130 petition for you, and you're coming in to visit your spouse, right? You go through the airport and they ask at the port of entry, all right, what's the purpose of your visit? I'm coming to see my spouse. Okay. So tell me more about your spouse. Spouse is a permanent resident. Has your spouse filed a petition for you? Yes. How long are you planning on staying? Oh, I see. And I see you don't have a return ticket. Oh, well, I'm planning on staying for 6 months. And are you working back home? No, actually, I just quit my job. Why do you have so much luck? I mean, it can go on and on, right? It just kind of depends on the scenario. Our clients have successfully traveled to the United States on their tourist visa. You just have to be prepared. You have to be prepared for the questions that they ask you, and not try to hide the fact that, yes, my spouse has filed an I-130 petition for me. I'm not planning on work to go back to. I've got a return ticket, and so on and so forth. So you have to give them confidence and have the facts to back it up that you are going to return after this short visit to the United States to come see your spouse, and that you're not going to try to apply for adjustment of status. Again, when you come in on the tourist visa, you have the non-immigrant intent. When you have an I-130 petition pending, you have immigrant intent. So we have this impermissible dual intent, which could prevent you from being allowed into the United States, even though you have a B1, B2. Just all depends on how you can ask, what questions you can ask, and how you answer those questions. Hopefully that helps, Bianca.
All right. Getting
Sounds like the last question.
Short on time here. Well, yeah, I'm going to take this docket question last, but before we get to that one, Christine wants to know, hi, attorney, I'm about to file for citizenship. Can I use my husband's last name?
I mean, have you used it? Like, let's just assume that the last name, the reason you're asking this question is because the last name on your green card is your maiden name. Maybe when you got married, you didn't change it for whatever reason. A lot of people don't change their name because they don't feel like changing their passport, but they always fully intended to change the name. And the green card has your last name. Now, in some states, well, it depends on kind of where you are, but one thing to do, and I don't really actually know the answer depending on the state that you're in, but one thing that you can do is on the N400, you can ask for a name change and put your husband's name on it. But I kind of feel like by law, you can use your husband's name automatically at any point in time. You can go to Social Security and update your name because you're married. But if you've been a lawful permanent resident for, the 3 years, the 5 years, or whatever, and you've always used your maiden name, the easiest way to do this might be just to ask for a name change, and then your husband's name, your married name, will appear on your certificate of naturalization. Could be the easiest way to do it.
All right. Bianca said it really helped a lot. You should definitely visit Mount Zion. It's surreal. We will, Bianca. I have no doubt that we'll get that out there at some point. We had an EB3 question here, and we have a DACA question here, and I think we got to get out of here.
We have to go, period. It's 1:02. Okay, no worries. All good. You get the DACA question.
The question was, somebody had a DUI and wants to apply for DACA, or has applied for DACA and wants to know that's going to get approved. Here's the problem. There is a criminal bar currently to DACA, and if you have a significant misdemeanor conviction, you are not currently eligible for DACA. And even beyond that, there are very specific things laid out that are bars, criminal bars. They are domestic violence, burglary, sexual abuse, drug trafficking, unlawful possession or use of a firearm, and a DUI, unfortunately. Yeah. So that's going to be a bar. Sorry.
Yeah. And, there could be some different case law out there we're not up on the case law. I know that 5-6 years ago, I saw some case out there, maybe that a half a lawyer got his client's DACA approved, even though they had a DUI. So, I mean, there's a possibility that if we take a look at your case and if there's any movement on that, any wiggle room on that, possibly.
Or you just filed it and somebody there makes a mistake and it slips by. Who knows?
Yeah. So
and it's not impossible, but
it's definitely worth speaking.
Under the law and stuff, it doesn't look great, but not necessarily impossible. Okay.
Right. Okay.
This was the dental lab.
Raymond.
Pretty early.
Hi, Raymond. I'm a dental lab owner. Can I sponsor someone who doesn't have any lab experience for EB3 non-skilled worker category? Sure. Yeah.
And I wanted to get this question in because it was a good reminder to everybody before we cut out of here. Most of the questions we get here are family-based questions, but we did have an H-1B question. We have this EB3. We do business immigration as well. We've got a great team. So if your questions deal with business immigration, give us a call as well. All right.
Yeah. Right. And Raymond, you may not be hiring this person as a lab worker, but the person may be able to do something else and still fall under the EB3 skilled worker category.
All right, gang. Tony, I know you said you had a question, but we didn't see it posted yet, but you can come to us next Friday at 12 noon sharp and you'll be first in line. Okay. And as well, all of you on TikTok that we didn't get to your questions, join us next Friday at noon. Get here early and get your question posted early.
Yeah.
And we will definitely get to you. You can see we just take them in order, one after the other.
Okay? It was great. It was a lot of fun. I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. Yep. Thank you guys for all the love on TikTok and on our live stream here. See you next time.
We'll see you next Friday, unless we're in Mount Zion.
We'll do it from there.
See you guys.
Two thumbs up, guys.
Thumbs up, everyone.
Bye, guys. Like and follow. It'd be awesome.